How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my league arsenal. This is going to be an SPI arsenal because personally I believe it's one of the best brands out there. It just works for me. What I believe makes the best arsenal, if I'm only bringing a 6-ball bag, I want to have an arsenal that covers a range of conditions, obviously. I want it to be able to cover a house, and I want it to be able to cover sport shots. I am currently an amateur bowler. My average is around 190. The way that I make my arsenal is probably going to be different from the way that you guys make your arsenal. But I'm going to do my best to show you the reasons why I make it the way I do. I read lanes from front to back. Ball number 1, we're going to go with the Ion Max. So yeah, the reason why I chose this as my ball number 1, also known as the strongest ball in my bag, it reads the lanes pretty well. It gives me a good idea on where to start off, and I think when you're making an arsenal, it's really good to have that asymmetric solid in your bag. Like I said, it gives you a good reading on the lanes and basically what you should do from there. So after I'm using my Ion Pro Max and I'm using it for a while, eventually the lanes are going to burn up. And when it burns up, I'm going to leave a bunch of flat 7 pins. It's just not going to carry right. It's not going to go through the pins the way that it should in order to strike. And when that happens, that's a good sign for me to know when to ball down. And the way I like to look at it, to ball down from the Ion Max, I'm going to go with the Rubicon UC2. Now this is an asymmetric pearl. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to go from solid to pearl. This has a higher RG than the Ion Pro Max, which basically means it's going to go down the lane a little bit longer, but it still has that asymmetric core in it. I believe that asymmetric bowling balls, they tend to roll forward more compared to symmetric balls, and we'll get into that later in the video. Like I said, when I have the Ion Max and it's just not hitting the pins the way it should, that's my sign to know when to ball down to the Rubicon UC2. For ball number 3, this is the middle of the road. For me, this is going to be the Ion Pro. And shout out to Jasmine for this. This is the ball that she chose for me. We were doing this little thing where we were choosing each other's bowling balls, and she chose this ball for me, and it's the best ball in my bag personally. I love this thing so much. It complements the Ion Max really well, and the reason why this is a benchmark ball is because it gives me that really controllable shape. Like Storm says, it's right in the middle of the bag. It's in between a Phase 2 and an IQ Tour, and personally, from the way that it rolls for me, I could say it's pretty much that. It has a hybrid cover in it. I actually shot 2 700 series with this ball. So for me, a benchmark ball just really means that it can be used for a lot of conditions out there. You can play multiple angles with it, you can play straighter, you can play deeper, and so this is the reason why this is my ball 3, also known as my benchmark ball. Whenever I'm using that Ion Pro and I leave a bunch of flat 7s, usually for me it means it's reading the lane too early. And so what I want to do from that is I want to add a symmetric pearl to my bag. And one of the best balls that I've been throwing recently is the Storm Fate. This is the ball that I go to after the Ion Pro starts looking a little lazy. I'll use this the latest in the block. And once again, I am an amateur bowler, so the way that I experience the lanes might be different from the way that you guys experience the lanes. Ball number 4 in my bag. So for ball number 5 in the bag, this one is a special ball, very special. I have the Storm Level. It's part of the Lab series of Storm, and this is it's urethane-like. It's reactive, it's a really weak cover. But yeah, this is one of the straighter balls in my bag. I use this when the lanes are really, really hard. So like for sport patterns, for example, this gives me a really controllable shape. To me, even though it's not urethane, it compares really well to the Purple Hammer. That's why that's my ball number 5.
There's an issue now going on with practice.
And finally, for ball number 6, the very last ball in my bag, and the most important, is my Storm Ice. Spares are such a key part in the game of bowling. They are such a key part, and if you want your average to become higher, I recommend that you guys try your best to work on your spare game. I recommend you guys definitely get a spare ball. And the thing about this ball that makes the other balls different is it actually has no inserts. And when I throw this ball, I put my fingers all the way. I use conventional style for it. For the rest of my stuff, since they have inserts, I use fingertip. So I'll only go to the first knuckles of my finger, but for my spare ball, I use conventional grip and I go all the way. And this is the ball for that. So there you have it, guys. That's my 6-ball arsenal. That's the arsenal that I'm going to be using for a while now. This is an amateur's perspective on what I believe a 6-ball arsenal should look like. Comment down below. Let me know what you all think. Let me know what your arsenal is. What do you guys use? And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. See you later.